Guys, Sunday Night Football this week is an enormous game in terms of the standings, in terms of measuring how good these teams are. But yeah, there's probably something that's going to overshadow it. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers take on Michelle Smallman's Green Bay Packers at home in Pittsburgh. Revenge game for Rodgers? He was asked about it this week.
You don't view this as a, quote, revenge opportunity or whatever narrative we want to try to throw out there?
I don't.
How dare you do this then?
Why not? Well, Brett got traded, and then he went to one of the hated rivals. You know, I was in New Jersey for a couple years. I don't have any animosity toward the organization. Obviously, I wish that, you know, things have been better in our last year there, but, you know, I have a great relationship with a lot of people still in that organization.
Can I tell you something? I believe him.
You do?
Yeah, I actually do.
Okay.
I think his Jets experience was so horrific that he started loving the Packers in a way that's like, you know how when people break up and then you realize the next person they're dating looks exactly like the last person they dated? And you're like, what are you, dating the same person? You know what he looked for? He looked for the Packers again. That's the Steelers. Does he like Brian Gutekunst? No, they don't like him.
I was about to say, man.
So you're telling me
he's cool with Jordan Love.
He tried to switch it up and go against his type, and it didn't work out. It was a disaster.
Yeah. All he wanted forever was, I want to be in control. Then the Jets gave him control, and it was a disaster. So you know what he did? He's like, I don't want to be in control anymore. Where can I go?
He's like,
Mike Tomlin's going to run that team, not me.
Wait a second. A functional franchise is when the football people make football decisions, and there's stability and not drama?
Has he given us any ammo this week?
No, not at all.
No, and I think that's the point. And I'm so far away from your read on this Aaron Rodgers thing.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
That is the definition of a sports lie. Because as a former player, I can tell you, any team that was willing to let you walk out of the building, you can't wait to stick it to them when you play them. Period.
I understand.
Doesn't matter how good it was.
Especially something like this where you had 18 years there.
Exactly.
But who does
You
he
wanna stick
dislike
it to
more,
him.
the Packers or the Jets?
I don't think that's relevant in this scenario because
Why?
here's why I think he's approaching it
Does it matter
this
if you
way.
dislike the Jets?
Yeah, I don't think that matters. I think that he knows that Green Bay is going to be his forever football home. And so he doesn't want to do anything to upset that fan base or say anything inflammatory ahead of this game because when it's all said and done for him, that's where he's going to be honored. That's going to be the place where he wants the good memories to exist. So he's not trying to fan those flames right now, but I'm with you. He is a competitive guy. He wants to go out there and torch them. And this is such a Jordan Love game for me. It's unbelievable. I'm looking at Jordan Love, and we still have these questions about him. Can you be elite? Can you accomplish what the guy before you did? Well, you're playing him this weekend in front of the whole world, and you're playing a Pittsburgh Steelers team where Joe Flacco and the Bengals just put up 33 points against them. If Jordan Love is ever going to have a wow game this season, this is the one. This is when you step up when everyone's watching against the guy who was there before you, and you show everybody that you're elite.
So what is a wow? Hold on, time out. What does a wow game look like?
I want him to look like a franchise quarterback, like a guy who can take over a game and win it. Not short, safe things. I don't want it to be a Josh Jacobs game. Listen, the win is the most important thing, obviously.
Okay.
But we have seen Jordan Love be the reason why the Packers can win. We have seen him in the playoffs step up and be unbelievable. We've seen him in the back half of seasons be unbelievable. And he's had a good season so far, but I want to see him be great.
So you want to see Jordan Love go out there and play like Joe Flacco did on Thursday Night Football in Week 6.
What a weird statement to make in 2025.
I mean,
it's so true, though. I want him to torch the Steelers defense.
Well, the Steelers defense has shown they can be God, especially in the passing game, if the Green Bay Packers offensive line can hold up in pass protection. That's going to be the key. But thinking about this from the Steelers' perspective, this is a big game for them. They made it a big game by losing to the Cincinnati Bengals last week on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Because now they're in a stretch of games where they've got the Packers, they've got the Colts, on the road against the Chargers, and then home against the Bengals again. And that's not even considering the next couple of opponents, the Chicago Bears and the Buffalo Bills. Who knows where those two teams will be, but those are not considered easy outs. So if you're Pittsburgh, you've made your bed, now you got to lay in it. This is a gotta-have-it situation because there's no world that exists where you can go out and lose this game to the Green Bay Packers and think that you can still run away with the AFC North division title.
So bigger game for the Steelers or for Rodgers? I'm sorry, for Rodgers or the Packers, excuse me. Bigger game for Rodgers or the Packers?
I think the Packers for sure.
And you're still leaning into the Jordan Love has that big numbers thing because they've won a lot of games this year, or 1-on-1, but
Listen,
they've won
in the
games
end,
without the big numbers.
I mean, here's the thing.
I just want him to have a statement game. For all those people that are still on the fence about him, this is the perfect opportunity to have a statement game. When everyone is watching, it's against the guy that was there before you. The defense, as CC said, is right for the taking. You have the ability to do it. Go out there and show everyone why you deserve to be in that elite conversation.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. And you're not wrong in terms of Jordan Love being able to change the perception about him in the eyes of everybody. But when I'm sitting here thinking about it, who's this a bigger game for? I mean, it feels like it's a bigger game for Rodgers, if for no other reason because it's a bigger game for the Steelers. It's a bigger game for Mike Tomlin, the magnitude, the stakes of it, because there is no excuse as to why the Pittsburgh Steelers shouldn't win their division with all of the misfortune that all the other teams in the division have had to deal with. Right? If you're the Green Bay Packers, okay, you're in the most competitive division in all of football, or at least one of, and you would be one of 3 teams that has 2 losses. I guess my whole point is I don't see how a loss to Pittsburgh derails Green Bay's season. Conversely, if the Pittsburgh Steelers lose, then all of a sudden there are a whole lot of questions about whether or not this team can not only get to the playoff, but can they get to the postseason? Can they win their division? And is Mike Tomlin we know Aaron Rodgers is not the future, but is Mike Tomlin the right coach for them moving forward into the future? I just think this is a huge stakes game for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Not the only revenge game this weekend. We will get to another one after Smalls has this from ESPN Bets.
Your fantasy roster is set. The smack talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet. Yup.
We were there. We were in the building. And we were there thinking, oh, well, okay, Eagles win, and Giants still could have a good showing, and CC, as a Giants fan, could leave there happy. Hey, I got a quarterback, but whatever, didn't get the win, no big deal. Well, the Giants won. And now they play each other again this weekend.
You're welcome, Giants.
What?
Because we were there.
Because we were there.
Oh,
every time we go to a game, the home team wins.
That's right.
Okay.
You're welcome, Giants.
All right, yeah. So, yes, you're welcome, Giants. Sorry. Well, this one now is taking a little bit of a twist because A.J. Brown, star wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, misses his 2nd straight day of practice. The Giants are banged up. So what does this mean for this weekend in terms of these 2 teams, guys? Because, CC, you've said, and you've been adamant, the way the Eagles are playing currently, pass first, no Saquon running game, is not a method to a Super Bowl title. The Giants obviously have been really exciting around a quarterback, but 19-0 lead, 26-8 in the 4th quarter against Denver, and they lost the game. It's an interesting one this weekend. What are we looking for with these 2 teams coming up on Sunday?
Well, I'm looking to see what happens with A.J. Brown and whether or not the frustrations continue to boil over and lead to inconsistency in the offense. I don't know if it's the chicken or the egg in terms of which comes first. All I know is there's a problem in Philly. And the performance that we saw against the Minnesota Vikings should have done a lot to be able to quell whatever issues that the receiver had, but clearly they didn't. And I thought about it a little bit more. And maybe that is why he's increasingly frustrated, because he knows what he's capable of, because he just showed what he's capable of doing, not only to the rest of the football world, but to the people in that building. And yet they don't consistently lean on him. A.J. Brown is averaging career lows in yards per reception, receiving yards per game. 4 of the 7 games that the Eagles have played, he's had 43 receiving yards or fewer. So when we consider all of the different factors, you can understand why a player that is considered by many to be top 5 at the position is frustrated that he's not being utilized more, when you just saw in week 7 that throwing the ball to him usually translates to him being able to win his one-on-one matchup, and that ultimately helped with team success.
It's kind of amazing that you're able to have that much team success when A.J. Brown is having career lows in so many categories and you haven't seen Saquon go off yet. It's kind of amazing that this offense has been able to win 5 games. But I'm looking at this one, and yes,